Welcome, podcast fans. It's time for the What's Up Bro podcast show presented by J&J Production Studios, the home for all your entertainment needs. All kinds of great topics discussed every week, a variety of different themes offered, special guest appearances, prize giveaways, and so much more. Stay tuned. And now, here are your hosts, Sam Crow and Bighoss.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday night, one and all. This is a brand new episode for you guys, a very special episode if you've been following us on social media. And again, if you haven't been, of course, shame on you because we post all kinds of neat stuff. But tonight we have very special guests joining us. Might not be too unfamiliar to most if you've listened to us regularly. Our good friends from the PodzQuad. It is Whodini Black and Pastor K Ice. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
What's up?
What's up?
Let's give him a round of applause. Welcome.
What's up, y'all?
We're finally here. What's up, bro? Podcast.
We're glad to have you guys here. We've been wanting to do this for a little bit. Glad you guys were free to hang out and chill with us tonight. We're going to kind of chat, kick it back. We like to relax and have some fun, and we're going to explain to you what we typically do since you guys are technically new here. We're going to explain that too, but we do just want to do a couple announcements for you guys regularly listening. We have just a couple ones that we won't make it long because we want to spend our time here appropriately. But first and foremost, if you haven't seen it, check us out. Check the PodzQuad out. Thursday night you can view that, and you will be seeing me. I will be now appearing regularly on the show. So if you missed that, again, you're missing out, so don't miss out. And there's going to be some great episodes coming up. We'll post that in social media. You guys can catch up there. We'll probably talk more about that a little bit later, and we'll share some links and explain some of those details before the night is over. And the only other big announcement we have, which we did post on social media today, and we're going to say it here live on the airway so you guys make sure you don't miss it. Make sure you tune in next Saturday night. The episode will be pre-recorded, but we do have our celebrity guest joining us. It is official. If you didn't see it, we're going to announce it. We have voice actor and front woman for the band, Mickey and the Doom, Mickey herself. She will be joining us. We're going to talk to her. We're going to get to know a little bit about her and some of her adventures about her voice acting, what she does full-time, as well as the band that she has, Mickey and the Doom, who've been making a name for themselves down in the Texas area. Local punk rock band that seems to be hitting the local scene, so we're going to try to help give them some exposure. So mark your calendars for that. Saturday, August 17th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That episode will be available. Make sure to check it out. You don't want to miss it. Okay, so enough with the pleasantries there. Enough with the announcements. That's the boring stuff. Let's just dive in here. Let's jump in. So for you guys, how we typically do this when we have new guests on the show, we like to get to know you. Well, we know you, but the audience gets to know you. So we generally ask you guys to tell us a little bit about yourselves, anything interesting that you'd like potentially, well, most likely a lot of new listeners to know about you guys. We can flip a coin. We can play rock, paper, scissors, whoever would like to go first. We can, however you want to do that. I don't know who wants to go first there. We've already done it, so everybody pretty much knows us. So we'll leave it up to you. Who would like to go first?
Go ahead, Dini.
Okay. Very simple.
Okay. My name is Dini. A little about me, man. I don't always know what to say at this part.
This is the fun part. I know.
Like to date, the girl be like, "Tell me about yourself." I'm like,
I don't think about it too often, so that's okay. Take your time with it. Whatever is relevant. It could be boring, it could be not. I don't know. Just to help people know you a little bit better.
But yeah, my name is Dini. I'm in the podcasting world and music industry as well, and I like long walks in the park on Saturday morning.
Good to know. Check him out on plentyoffish.com. No, kidding.
No, Amy, I don't know what he's talking about.
yeah. Well, we don't want to hear that come Thursday for that. Yeah, that's for sure.
I know, right?
So how about you, Pastor K? Tell us a little about yourself.
Me, I'm a podcaster on PodzQuad, Squad Pod, but I'm a rapper, author, and life coach. I'm from Miami.
Nice.
I'm a dad of 3 boys.
Wow.
What else? That's about it.
That's fine. That's cool. Again, we liked it short and sweet. You know, we keep it real light. You know, obviously weekend time we try to tell everybody we don't try to get too deep and heavy because everybody's trying to relax on the weekend. So we don't like to add too much any more stress than people get during the week anyway. So short and sweet and to the point there. So there you go, you guys. And again, obviously, if you listen to PodzQuad there, you are somewhat familiar with these guys here. Hopefully we'll get some others there. We're going to see, actually, I know Pighoss mentioned he might be listening. I'm actually going to start the chats. Bighoss, you're running chats tonight, so make sure you check that periodically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in here.
And Pighoss, if you are listening, you are welcome to chat there. We will be chatting back with you. It will be us. We will definitely take any questions, any embarrassing questions you want us to ask during the show. Just kidding. Yeah, what hasn't been already asked before, which is very interesting. So, but actually, and again, we're gonna say, if a lot of you guys don't know, I've had some people kind of ask that too, like how we got the connection there. Oh, I forgot one other special guest we have coming up too. My bad. Remember, you guys too, the end of August 24th, my good friend Austin will be joining us. He'll be new to the show. The reason why I say that is he's the one that asked me this, how we actually connected there. So, I actually found Dini. We connected there through Fiverr, in fact, who you guys know we talk about. We've done a lot of work through. They're fantastic. Again, we're not sponsored, so we are not promoting anything, but we like to talk up. They have a lot of great projects there. We've met a lot of great voice actors that have helped us, and graphic designers who've done all the podcasting art that we have that you guys have seen many times. But we were looking for other podcasters to see if we could guest appear on to get a little more exposure. And I had been researching for quite a while and had a couple actually that was looking at, and I sort of not necessarily had competitive or competing offers for, but I had a couple that were interested. A few people reached out to me directly. And then I found Dini's channel. We went on Vigilante's radio, and when I did some research there and kind of saw the background and backdrop for that, I reached out and got a spot on the show. We've done that, I think, twice, if I'm not mistaken. My memory kind of fades.
Twice.
Yep. And then from there, Dini had mentioned about PodzQuad, which I didn't know about. They invited me to come on there, and that's sort of how that connection was built there. But yeah, so for those wondering, it's pretty short and sweet. I don't have to drag it out too much, but that's where that connected there. And I will say, and I know, Haas, I think you've watched the show, I think at least once you've seen it on there. We do have a lot of fun for those of you guys, and that's why we really want to, we'll talk about that action a little bit, about the special karaoke episode coming up there, which unfortunately has had to be rescheduled at least once. Hopefully it won't be twice.
Yeah.
We do want to have everybody, have a good time with it. It's kind of like what we do here. We kind of chill back, we relax. We don't. Sometimes we talk about topics that are on the heavier side. Just depends on kind of what's on our minds. But we do have a lot of fun there, and that's kind of why I was telling Bighoss that initially, which I will say, and he might argue that point back, but I did try to convince him from the get-go to come on the show there, but he didn't do it because he's camera shy. And he said, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to... How do you say it? What do you always tell us for us? What am I? I'm the what?
Poster child.
I'm the eye candy, right. I'm the one that has to be seen. He's the one that likes to be in the background. Yet, between the two of us, you've already been approached how many times? At least twice, right? People said they listened to the show.
Yes.
I've had nobody, at least not that I know personally.
Celebrity, Bighoss.
I'm telling you. Pretty soon, paparazzi going to be following you. You're not going to be able to go home. I mean, it's...
Watch out for TMZ. They hide in bushes and trees.
Well, we always tease. We're like, if you want to go up to him, give him a big hug. He won't shy from it. So.
No.
Yeah. But
don't be shy, camera shy, Bighoss. You got a good image, man.
Yeah. See.
You gotta let people see it. And that name.
Try to tell him.
It's cool, man.
I try to tell him. See, he won't believe me, but. You see, maybe I said this is a big reason why having the guys here. Maybe they'll help encourage you why you should come on, because number one, you'll have a good time there. You will fit in. I've told him that many times too. So he just has to get past the camera part. The camera part, just don't look directly into the camera. That's all. You just gotta, kind of veer off a little bit. You're not gonna break the camera. You're not that ugly. You won't break the camera. Don't worry. So.
Shut up. I'm not that ugly.
That's what I just said. That's why I'm saying it's not gonna. But you'd have a lot of fun, and there's no pressure for anything. And if you don't know something, you just you don't have to push. But so we're hoping to. Hopefully, we'll get you on a night when he's free. He always seems to be busy though at the most inopportune time though. Even though I know a lot of times you're not. So, which we talked about. We celebrated actually last night was our 200th episode.
Wow.
Yeah, hard to believe. I can't even. I mean, if you don't count the other shows that we feature, the main show.
And to think he was hesitant to start at first.
Okay, well, to be fair, this was early development of we hadn't found a streaming service that he found the streaming service that we end up using, which he's like, let's just do this, and I'm one of those, let me look at it first before we commit to anything, just to make sure we read the fine print. And then the startup was, it's a free subscription, but you have to, if you do a minimum subscription, which we do, we pay a certain amount for a month. There's obviously more perks, there's more recording time, etc. Which we discovered right away. I didn't think it was going to pick up very quickly, but it did, and we needed the storage right away, so we did end up putting in a subscription, which he likes to razz me about because I was reluctant. Wasn't reluctant, I just wanted to know what we were getting involved in first, because there's the old saying, you don't want to sign anything without reading the fine print first.
Right.
That's an age-old thing, especially in the music business too. For that one, you don't ever sign anything without reading the fine print first. Mr. Let's just do it. Don't ask questions later. I said, no, I don't think that's probably the best approach. But it panned out, and we kind of went from there. So, and here we are, 200. This is now 201 episodes later for this show, which there's 200 more. Who knows? We may hit that in another year or so. But yeah, we've been going now. We're almost at 2 years since we started too. I think we just right up the eclipse that time. So yeah,
congratulations. That's dope.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, and that's why we say it's. First of all, we weren't even sure when we had the concept. Are people going to listen? I know I shared some of these things when I was on with Dini before, but that was the truth of it. Would anybody listen to it? Because we sort of started out kind of rough in the early beginnings, and talk about you guys are familiar too with the shows, trying to build an audience level too. So, getting more than just one listener or two listeners per show, if that. I think in the beginning we had close to maybe 1.5 is the average on every week.
Did you know, Sam Crow, on the side of the live button, or by the recording screen, there's an option to check the chats?
Yes, I do. I have the chats pulled up.
Okay, then why do I have to be in the chats?
Well, because so okay. This is an
Remind me of Dr. Dank.
Yeah, well, here's the inside joke, because this is what we talk about every show. Now, I'm in Dini's spot where I do the running of the sound. I'm pretty much the production side of doing all that.
Yeah, the producer.
Yeah, he'll sit there and he'll say, I want to do something. So I say, okay, well, why don't you check the chats, and you can. Yeah, you know where I'm going with that. That's why you're smiling about it, because you give me crap about it, going, oh well, I'm not doing anything. You can check the chats. You don't have to be. You don't want to.
There's nobody ever in the chats. There's still nobody in the chats.
Well, you got it here. I'll do this for you. Let me put the message out. I'll put the word out.
I swear to God, you do no.
I'm gonna do.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you.
Here, I'm gonna put this up. I'll put this in the chat too. Everybody, say hi to Bighoss.
Bighoss, you don't know Dr. Dank?
What?
You know Dr. Dank?
No.
Nah, you gotta follow him, man.
You gotta, check it out.
Yeah, you remind me of him.
See, you're getting it personified already there. See that? That's fun.
Yeah, got an image, man.
You got it, yeah. See, and that's the thing. I said to him, when we advertise and we do that, it's gonna happen, and you don't push it to happen. Sometimes it just organically happens. So
yeah,
it's the price of stardom for that. Now, I don't want to be either the one where I can't walk out the front door without getting cameras in my face. But if it happens, I'm not gonna say anything negative.
I'll be honest. The first time it happened to me, where I got recognized.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll tell you the story.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah.
I'm sitting there. I'm buying my cigarettes at the smoke shop,
Yep.
and I told them I'm about to getting ready, getting supplies to do my podcast tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, "What's the podcast name?" I go, "It's What's Up, Bro Show." She goes, "Well, this is where you're gonna laugh." She goes, "Which one are you, Sam Crow or Big Hoss?"
How do you mix that up?
What?
Okay, well,
So technically, you already got recognized.
oh, that's good. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't. Nope, I just haven't had people walk up to
And
me
I
in
had to
public
look.
yet.
I looked down at myself, and I look back up at her, and I go, "I'm Big Hoss, obviously."
Obviously, it should be obvious, but yeah, obviously. Well, see, that's what I mean. Like, and I don't know. And then, of course, the ironic thing too is, in addition to this show, we have a couple other theme shows, and then we have our individual corners. His show is still more popular than mine. So why that is, I don't know, and I'm not offended by that, mind you. It's just, I find it ironic because he's the one saying, "I don't want to be in the limelight. I don't want to be the one that is recognized and noticeable." Yet everybody seems to gravitate towards me. That's just charisma. That's just what happens. You know? I mean, I don't know. What do you want me to say? I mean, get a new face or wear a mask. I don't know. Wear my face. I'll make a mask. You can be me then. Go ahead. I don't care. So, you know, I mean, it's. I honestly want to know, what did you think was going to happen once we started? If the level of the fame, as it were, grew, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think, you know, we were going to be totally anonymous and not, you know?
I was hoping.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is that even possible? You know, to be anonymous with a hit podcast?
I don't think so. Well, that's the thing. Like,
no, it's not.
Yeah, so there you go, right then and there. Like, now, I think the idea was, we didn't know if we were gonna launch and be quite that semi-famous, if you want to call it that. So maybe we thought we would just be on the average, under the radar, low bar, low key, and you know, maybe a couple listeners, maybe 100 listeners, so whatever, blah blah. But no, lo and behold, apparently people like it. So I want to make it to where you can't leave the house, because that'd be kind of fun. Actually, you can't even go down the street to the drugstore.
Mike Jackson lifestyle.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, hey,
Can't even go to the local smoke shop without getting recognized.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know,
Let's go to buy a pack of cigarettes. Oh, it's Big Hoss.
I'm telling you. Well, we always offer, like, you know, fans will listen, and you know, a lot of times we try to encourage people to message, and you don't have to do that. I think people generally are shy. I know, that's why I said, I think we were on the one episode, and I told Haas later too that we had an episode where I know Pigossi was listening because he was commenting, which I could tell, and I didn't realize it was him at first. And then he mentioned later on that it was him. I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because usually we get occasionally people that will chat, but not very often. So it's kind of usually simple enough to figure out who's talking to us. But yeah, I mean, what do you think's going to happen? Now, obviously, we're not nationally syndicated, so we're not like, we've had listeners from across the country, in different parts of the world.
It's nice.
It is. I mean, and that's kind of the fun thing. Like, we look at it going, like, I didn't think it would get out of the general area, let alone globally. So, I mean, we've had parts of Europe, parts of South America, Africa, I know, listen. I mean, it's kind of spread like wildfire in some regards. So, you know, obviously we haven't gotten canceled, so nobody seems to not like it. But yeah, I mean, well, this is the thing I wanted to ask this too, because I keep hearing this every time when we're on the show. They're on Thursday nights. So now, on average, so I know from the beginning, and I think maybe Dini might know these numbers there. So in the early beginning, when you started PodzQuad for there, obviously I'm sure it wasn't super large right away. So from compared to the beginning to, let's say, where it is most recently, it's fair to say there's probably a lot of growth since that time, right? More or less.
There has been. Pigossi normally tracks the audience.
Okay.
Part of the show.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And every week he's discussing the numbers on Facebook.
Yep.
I don't see much growth on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, well, there is no focus on YouTube.
Yeah, we
I'm
don't.
too busy creating the show or
Right.
writing
Yeah.
the show. I know I should devote a lot of time to that, but between juggling the responsibilities of
Yeah.
spearheading the podcast
Mm-hmm.
all the way to thinking about, okay, now we have to grow. How do we grow?
Right.
I just haven't split my brain to even think about that part yet.
Now, a
So
fair question.
Pagosi's been.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Pagosi's he's been like doing like a pre-show before the show, and then he would actively tag people before the show.
Okay.
So he's responsible for a lot of that growth on Facebook.
Okay.
I think we did like 2.2 or 2.6 K ice. Not the last episode, but the episode before last.
Okay.
Over 3,000.
Wow.
Over 3,000. See, I didn't even know that.
Learn something new. There you go.
Yeah, I don't get to check numbers like that. It's like I said,
that's okay.
I'm on the creative side, and so it's like when I hear things like that, it's like, okay, so which content worked? That's what I'm thinking about, versus all right, yeah, let's ramp it up. No, it's like,
and truthfully, we can say the last few episodes were because I was there, and I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Well, yeah, it may be you, Sam Crow.
I don't know. Maybe it's listeners here. I mean, we honestly, it's hard to track the same thing. We have so many platforms trying to figure out, where even like the main platform, like here, I mean, Spreaker, most people like to listen to, but between that, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, where else are we on? Spotify. The question I want to ask too. Now, if you think about like for YouTube, now I've heard this and I sort of wrestle with this because the concept that we had was YouTube was just an additional feature that we wanted to add because a lot of people do use it. The problem I hear those from content creators is obviously YouTube is restricting a lot, and I can say for certain we've had our share of baloney that we had to deal with copyright and all this stuff. Like one of our other shows that we do have, our mentor, actually one of our other producers that helps us, Mr. J, his show, he plays a lot of music. He doesn't use YouTube because he knows that he will get copywritten every single song. And Bighoss, we were joking about this last night because when we first started the show here, I wasn't running that, he was. And I explained to him, you like to play a lot of music, even on your show. Bighoss had his segment, he played music, and I checked his channel, like, you're getting copyright. I said, well, yeah, because, you're playing Whitney Houston songs, obviously you're going to get copywritten because we don't own that material. But when you think about YouTube, like, in all honesty, like, do you think it will be worth it? Have you considered that concept? Because we're not even sure for us. Like, I don't even know. Like,
I feel like you feel. What's the point if they're gonna strike everything?
Right.
Like, we try to kick off a wrestling podcast, me and Pagosi.
Okay.
And from episode 1, they were striking this, striking that, and that was WWF, just being the big guy on the block.
Right.
And we're like, come on, we're so small. Why would you even care? But they cared. They cared enough to pull every piece of content that we had. So
yeah,
I just told Pagosi, I was like, you know what? It was a great idea. I said, if we do it, YouTube is not the way. And unfortunately, other platforms are getting to that point too.
They're getting along that too.
I was like,
noticed
okay,
that. Yeah.
I'm about to move to Rumble or Kick or something like that.
Yeah, one of those new ones. I know, right? Yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking too. And I mean, it's hard because some of these platforms are so good. We're actually going to break in a second because we're going to lose our meeting time. So you guys can stand by there. We'll take a short break and we'll get everybody back. But that's kind of what we were thinking too, just because, and it's nothing against the platform specifically. You understand there's rules, there's guidelines. We get all that stuff, especially from the musical end. I understand that. And there we go. Our meeting was lost. We'll get everybody back here. But it is unfortunate. So for you guys, though, again, if you ever consider doing your own podcast, your own show, keep these things in mind. And we always recommend, I just have to message everybody here, so just keep in mind, ideally, what platforms you want to focus on. I think that's a key thing. We didn't share that when I was on the show before, but I think that's another core element of when you are going to do a podcast, do maybe a show on YouTube, maybe a comedy show. There's different kinds of things. Whatever it is, just make sure that you consider these options too. and know that there's going to be limitations, know that there's going to be some hiccups, things like that. If you get that out of the way quickly, you might be able to save yourself a lot of headache. That's something that kind of we wish we knew, but we learned as we went, so now we can share that with all of you guys. So with that being said, though, great having the guys here. We're going to chat more. We're going to turn some focus on, we want to talk some more PodzQuad, talk some more music, some things like that. We want to pick the brains for Dini and for Pastor K-Ice. When we come back, we're going to take a short pause. Make sure you don't go away. This is a perfect time, though, for a bathroom break. Get yourself a good snack. Come on back. A larger chunk of time coming up very soon. We'll be back plenty more here. The What's Up Bro podcast show brought to you, of course, by the one and only J&J Production Studios, your one true home for entertainment. Come back for more. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss what's coming up next. We'll see you guys shortly. Come on back. Stay tuned.
Enjoying the show? Do you want even more great content? Then check out linktree.com/J_J Production Studios, where you'll find everything you need for the entertainment you deserve, such as links to your favorite streaming services where our podcast shows are featured. Find and connect with us on your favorite social media and live streaming platforms. The official studio channel on YouTube. Like and subscribe today. Our official studio store where you can find all kinds of great merchandise. Would you like to support us? You can do so by getting your own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. Do you want to ensure you don't miss a single bit of detailed information? Then have it sent directly to you by joining our emailing list. Stay up to date on all the latest from J&J Production Studios. Thank you so much for listening. We love and appreciate all your support, and until next time, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Do what you want, do what you want, do it. Do what you want, do what you want, do it.
Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you're just tuning in, welcome. This is the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you, of course, by the one and only J&J Production Studios, your one true home for entertainment. Tonight, we have a very special episode for you guys. We are joined by our good friends from the PodzQuad, which you can now find me as the newest member to join up there. Thursday nights, we have Whodini Black and Pastor K Ice sitting down with us chatting tonight. We're going to just get everybody back in a second here. I am just multitasking, and I have too many windows open. As you guys know, this is typically a problem. I will say, I've thought about moving to dual screen, but that's just going to be an even bigger headache, so not going to do that. All right, so we have that. I just have to get... One of the upgrades we will probably do at some point is we will probably get a subscription to the Zoom account once we... get a bigger following there, or if we find that we need to because it really does help. So it's just one of those things. I gotta pull up information here while we're waiting, and we get everybody in here. Make sure I send things to the right spot. Sometimes you. Oh wait, you know what? No, not that. Hang on here. Oh my goodness, I can't type tonight. Hang on. Okay, that's where my thing goes off. Hang on a second. You spend most of your time getting this together, but we'll get it. We're going to get everybody in here at the same time. Okay, so there's one. Oops, that's the... Okay. And... that's two. And, of course, last but not least, can't forget Dini in this mixture here. That is three. Alright. Let's see. Okay, there's Bighoss. And actually, that brings up an interesting point, which we will talk about in a second. Because I do want to brush this up because this is another interesting point that we do talk about. But let's see. First, we have Bighoss. There you are. Audio's good. Can you hear me? Oh yeah, he's still chilling. He's snacking. All right, so there we go. All right, so we have there. We're just waiting on K-Ice and waiting for Dini. And then we're going to talk about this actually for a second. Oh, there's Dini. Okay, he's coming in. And he's actually going to beat... Well, to be fair, I think sharing it via social media is a lot quicker. So, to be fair, I would say he did technically beat in K-Ice, but that's okay. So there's that. And then... It might take K-Ice just a second because he's doing it through email. So... Let's see... But he actually posed an interesting question, which I wanted to... I think Dini's having some technical trouble here. Oh, he got a little technical trouble. We know our fair share of that, right? There we go. Okay.
I had to restart the camera.
Yeah, isn't it fun that the glitches we never seem to nail that down for some reason.
Yeah, man.
I want to wait for K-Ice because he raised an interesting question. I wanted to bring that up, which Dini probably saw in the chat there, and I want to address that because a couple people actually asked this question, and we didn't talk about this yet, but I wanted to make sure I feature him because he asked the question. So as soon as he gets in here, but again, he's using email, so it is a little slower. Just make sure he's not having issues because sometimes we all have... Yeah, bro, you're good. You're fine.
What?
See, I'm not gonna. I'll message it to you. I'm not gonna. Let's just say, K-Ice has the same worries that you do. Why you don't want to be on camera a lot of times. If you know what I'm saying. His thinking was we were visually on. We have the camera on so we can see each other, but we're strictly audio with this, so he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Haas knows what we're talking about because you have the same issue. You don't want to be on camera for certain things, if you know what I mean. So that's what he's telling me. He goes, I was holding back. I've been wanting to do it, but I didn't do it because I thought we were on the air visually. So this is why as soon as he comes, we'll explain.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Now you got it. Okay. Yeah.
He didn't notice me doing it while we were sitting here.
Well, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But see, people don't know. See, like that's why I said when I don't know if when you do Vigilante's radio, that's audio, but for the PodzQuad, that is on camera. So it's kind of hard when you bounce between the two. Yeah.
So Pagosi drinks on the show,
Yeah.
and And K Ice, he would light up a blunt on the show.
Yeah. Which technically,
it's all good.
Yeah, we technically don't, and it's fine. I mean, again, please. I mean, oh, here he comes.
No, I just don't do it for professional reasons.
Well, that makes sense. I just don't do it because I haven't had interest to do it, but that's a whole other thing.
Okay. I'm back.
So we were waiting for you there, K-Ice, because I wanted to answer this question that you asked, because I think this is a fun one, because we get asked this question a lot. So, no, the only people that see us is us right now. It's just us, so you're good. You're fine. And that's why Haas was laughing, because that's the same thing he does to us before every show. He goes, I need a break because I gotta, I said, nobody's going to see us, so if you want to do it, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good. So to answer that question, though, as of now, this is one of the projects that we want to do eventually, which actually, using the system that you guys have set up, I thought about it. We use the Zoom link because right now we have it programmed right through the software, so it makes it sound more like we're all in the same room because it's patched right through the system. But one day, our major goal, because we are on Twitch and we are on Kick, we're hoping to see if we can up the ante as far as a visual stimulus. Now, part of that, of course, is on Bighoss at the time, because Mr. I Don't Want to Be on Camera was still kind of back and forth about it. But if we're ever doing that, or if we're ever using the same setup like you use on the PodzQuad, then yes, we would be live and would be on YouTube and all that stuff, which... Would we technically care? Probably not, but you never know. I mean, again, and of course, if there's, we'll any mail, since SK always says I read his fan mail, then if there's any complaint mail, we'll send it to him from the show. And we'll just kind of throw him under the bus there for that.
No complaint mail. Fuck you.
What's that? Oh, well, that's it's an inside joke on the show. If you weren't listening, I think it was last week's show.
We have the same running joke.
Similar.
Where he does that to me, I'm like...
Oh, except I do it one better. I tell people I have Bighoss's phone number. We'll share that publicly over the airway, but I threatened to do that. Actually, matter of fact, this is fun. We want to do is we typically every now and again on the show we have dares. We try to dare each other to do certain things, and so as of lately, Bighoss has been reluctant to take any dares. So I said what I wanted to do was to get the audience participation to put pressure on him was if enough people liked or commented somewhere that they wanted us to do more of those that Bighoss would have to do, we would give out Bighoss's phone number. So we haven't hit the we haven't hit the number we want yet, but we're gonna get there.
We ain't gonna do it, motherfucker. I will whoop your ass.
Well,
there will be a beat down on your punk ass.
Okay. So, yeah, that's sort of where that goes for that one. But, yeah, so to answer that question, yeah, we want to eventually have more visual, but audio works. Like I said, we're laid back, so we're not worried about it. As long as there's no copyright infringements of any kind and we don't have any issues that, are legal issues, we don't worry too much about it. So I wanted to ask though, and since Haas is here, he chokes to death. This is a common theme too. We let him choke to death for a second, and then we let him breathe, and then we let him talk. So I've shared with Bighoss, and I think you've watched a little bit, and I know Dini shared a little bit with him, but again, trying to encourage him of getting outside his comfort zone and coming on PodzQuad where he can be seen, because you will be on camera, which first of all, if you do that, you have to understand you're going to be on camera, so we get that off the cuff. But I want to see if these nice gentlemen can really see if they can egg you further, because you don't listen to me much anymore, so maybe if you hear more from them, why you guys can sell them the bit. Why should Bighoss, I know Dini said he'll fit in well. Why would he fit in well? Like give him some of the lowdown just so he knows what he's in for. Yeah,
man. Well, we're all kind of odd anyway, so
Goes without saying.
Yeah, I think, and I don't look at the camera at all, unless I'm talking directly, because I'm camera shy.
See,
and it's the whole eye contact thing. Even though it's
hard, yeah.
Camera, it's like, oh, you never know who's on the other side of the camera.
I don't know who I'm looking at. Yeah,
yeah. So I don't look at the camera.
So there you go. You
but
don't have to do that.
PodzQuad is chill. It's judgment free. We're too busy having fun to even think like that.
Right.
I can
Is
understand
that
that
a
for
cigar?
your first episode.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. I'm
It
from
is.
Mississippi, man. I'm from
See?
Mississippi.
Got to.
We like to sit on the porch, eat watermelons, so
And
all the
smoke cigars.
stereotypes are right.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. We
It's
sit
all
on the
right.
porch, and
It's summertime.
some chew tobacco, and some smoke cigars.
There you go.
Some smoke weed. Uh, some drink.
Some do all the above.
Yep.
Yeah, some do all the above. A little bit of everything. A spread of drugs
There you go.
and drinks.
See what I'm saying? Though? Like I said, this is where you got to get on there because now is this helping to
Mhm.
ease you a bit? Do you feel more confident to want to come on the show? Like, does this help to alleviate your concerns in any way? Now's the time.
Yeah. Trust me, you're gonna feel at home. The way we do it is just relax. It's like family.
Yeah.
And we forget we on camera.
Yeah.
We so busy
Mhm.
Yep.
talking and laughing.
You'll be fine. Yeah, this is why. See, and this is what I try to tell him that too because it's hard though when you're not there. And I even said to him, at least try it one time. If you don't like it, you don't have to come back.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you at least try it once. And I guarantee if you try it once, you're going to be hooked because that's pretty much what happened for me too. Because I tried it and I found that you meet some new people and you really do gel very well. So, and like I said, what we do pretty much is similar. We're not that much of a different spectrum as far as content wise. So it's not a.
We're just black.
That's yeah. We're that we ain't. That's for sure. But maybe in spirit, but we're not obviously. But other than that, but same thing though. Not everybody there is either. So I mean, there's a couple of people that are not. So it's diverse enough.
Yeah, we have a Mexican.
Yep.
We used to have a white gay guy. Oh yeah, he's coming back. K Ice.
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
Drew. Yeah, Drew. He's coming back.
All right. See, there you go. There you go. There's no, nothing. Then you got the funny ones. You got the all kinds.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
I don't know what they would classify for us, but I guess I'm the other white guy. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, no, now you're the main white guy. So.
Oh, the main white guy. Okay.
Yeah, you're
all
the
right.
main
I'll
Yeah,
take
you're
that.
the main white guy.
As long as there's no discrepancy, we understand who's who. I know who I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Pagosi's Mexican.
Oh, is that? I wonder. I couldn't tell.
He just
Okay.
looks white. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's hard to also the camera's not very clear, so it's hard to see when the shadow when it's dark.
Yeah.
Like, interesting.
Yeah.
So then
No,
you
he's
see,
a full Mexican.
oh, there you go. Well, see, there you go, Haas. Then you could be the big guy coming in. So
Shut up.
No, I'm not saying it to be mean. It's just honestly, that's well, we
Got two
will.
gay guys.
Yeah, there you go. See that?
Okay, Mr. Almost Bear Food.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, we have a lot of our tradition here on the show. We've had some fun years. I
You
shared
can
actually.
tell them that story.
I can tell that story. I did tell them the story about how you split your pants. We talked about that on the PodzQuad
Mm.
episode. So,
Really?
We
We had
did.
to talk about that?
we
Really?
did. We don't talk about it now, but we did talk about it. So that was out in the open, but that's fun. No, so just to be fair, I can share this to embarrass myself because that's fair square because I did that. Bighoss likes to reference. I was out walking one night in the summertime, and I was, we talk on the phone. We were using Discord at that time. We were chatting, and it was starting to get dark. And I said to Haas, as I was walking around the neighborhood where I'm at, one of the houses I walked by, I said to Haas, I think that's a bear over there. It was getting dark, and I could only see the silhouette, and I think it was a black bear too, so it made it even worse because it's getting pitch dark. I can't see, and I'm maybe only 20, 30 feet from where he was.
What?
Which I'm looking like, all right. Now the house that I walked by, I know that they're hunters, so they have like dummy bears, like fake hunting things in the yard. But I'm like, this thing is not fake, because this thing was like the size of a car. Like, this is big. This is not a fake. So I'm standing there going, all right. Well, I froze first of all, even though I know I'm 30 feet. I'm like, if he's already eating and I'm going to disturb him, I don't want to draw attention because there ain't no way I'm outrunning the bear if he's hungry. So I started
Right.
casually, very slowly shimmying down the road, and when I got far enough, I started running like Speedy Gonzalez. I took off. And the reason why
Yeah,
Big
you
Hoss
look
is
like Speedy Gonzalez taking the fuck off.
well, I was running downhill, number one. That's the first thing. Number two, the neighbor across the way, their family was leaving in the driveway. They were sitting in the car watching me run down, to which they got out and said, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine. There's just a big-ass black bear back there," which I didn't realize. I did not want to stay for dinner kind of thing because he's already fully engrossed in his own food. So that was pretty scary. That's probably the closest I've ever come. And I said to Haas, I called him, I texted him the next day. I said, you know what? I went around the block again in broad daylight just to verify. Sure enough, it did not make me feel better because when I went around in broad daylight, where I knew the bear was, and if it was fake, it wouldn't move. It was not there, and I saw the fake bear, and I'm like, yeah, that was a real one because that other bear was twice the size of the fake stuffed one that was in the yard. So I'm like, yep, I could have been Bear Chow. So, but he likes to tease me on that because, and I can laugh about it. It was funny. I wasn't having fun at the time, naturally, because I'm like, if bears particularly don't like it when you bother them when they're eating, and they don't seem very fast, but when they're motivated, they will chase you. So,
wow, what state you live in?
I'm in Pennsylvania, so out like the country there. So there's a lot of woods, and we do get bear. We get a lot of black bear around here too. That actually goes rummaging through the garbage cans occasionally. So, not to mention plenty of deer. We have a family of deer that live out in the yard. We've had about 20 in the yard at one time.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot of. Well, we have a pond in the backyard too, so they like to come and drink. So we get pretty up close and personal. It's almost like they're our pets because they're like literally within spitting distance.
Yeah.
But the bears, not so much. I don't like to be that close because, again, they're cute and cuddly when they're small, but not when they're full grown. This bear was probably an adult size, like full on male, probably 8 feet tall if he would have stood up on his hind legs, which I did not stick around to find out. So, yeah, and needless to say, I didn't go walking around there for a while just because I figure if he's going to be actively on the stomping grounds, I'm not going to press my luck. I got out of there once, but I'm not gonna press my luck. So,
don't poke the bear.
Literally, don't interrupt him when he's eating, kind of thing. So this is yeah. So we have fun there, but I had to tell the pants splitting story because it's just too classic. Of all in the history of this show, nothing will ever top that. Now I don't think I mentioned. You could tell the guys it didn't happen just once. It actually happened twice. You tore your pants.
Dang, twice, Bighoss.
So
both times I was at the bar.
At the bar, yep, you were at the bar, and I think at least once you remembered you were going commando, so it was also really bad because you were not sporting any briefs underneath, so you also had and your full barn door was wide open.
Bro, what?
yeah, my ass was completely showing.
He was smiling at people.
Dude.
Yeah, when they said last call, they said he's got a big old smile on his face. He's like, I feel a breeze in here somewhere. Like, yeah.
That's crazy. It's like the day you go commando, you split your pants.
Well, and the thing that's even worse though was at least
they were jeans.
That's the thing. They were denim jeans. How do you rip denim jeans, especially up the seam? Like it was up the seam of the pants.
Wow.
Like, who does that? I said.
I guess my ass is too big. Apparently.
Well, maybe you said it. I didn't say it, but maybe I don't know. I mean,
man, y'all should caught that camera. That would have been so funny.
I know. I was sitting there like, can you go back? Can we recreate that? Can we talk to the bar owner? Can we just have like a little? Because we know some of the people there. Like, can we just recreate it? And we'll make sure there's no kids there, obviously. But can we have like just a
yeah?
Because I'm like, it doesn't do it justice. That's the kind of stuff like that's America's Funniest Home Videos kind of stuff. Like you gotta have
right. You have to get that footage.
That's a guaranteed winner. I'm almost positive to be in the top 3. So
yeah.
But that's why I said we say it in love. Again, and same thing on the squad there. We talk about stuff. Everybody has fun with that. There's nothing to be embarrassed about because if we don't laugh at who doesn't laugh at themselves? You got to laugh at yourself, right? There's plenty of hardships enough as it is. So, why add to the misery and stuff, right? I mean, one of the things I will say for Haas too is there's a lot of topics we've discussed over the last several shows. Good topics, mind you, but a lot of them tend to be on the heavier side, and we do have good conversations with those, but. It's fun because in a relaxed environment, it makes it a lot more laid back. It's not a stress level thing. We're not trying to outdo anybody. It's just sharing different viewpoints from that and trying to, make things work. Trying to collectively come to conclusions together and trying to make sense of the crazy world that we live in naturally, no matter where we are. And that's, kind of similar things.
Tell me about the time I was sitting outside drinking my coffee, smoking my cigarette, and all of a sudden this car pulls up and starts shooting in the fucking air.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. Like a random drive-by kind of thing. That was
what? Where do you live?
He's in Colorado.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Ooh, Colorado.
Are you in the city or are you in the outskirts?
City.
He's in the city.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I got good stuff.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Lakewood, Colorado is basically the fucking ghetto of Colorado.
yeah, Lakewood probably. But I mean, it's funny because like we joke with
Not as bad as Aurora though.
No. Well, and as the gentleman can clearly see, you haven't been shot because you're still here. So at least you know. But
my ass took off running like a.
Well, that time, yeah. We said from then on out, make sure you run and duck and cover because you don't know which way the bullets are flying, which we've had those discussions too.
We were actually on show one night.
Yeah, I remember that.
And boom, 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 boom.
Like right outside the window. I think the mic might have even picked up some of it. I think the audio was on there. Like,
That's crazy.
I think it's fireworks because I mean it's you don't know what it sounds like, and he's like, no, those are gunshots coming out my window. I'm like, oh, okay, well don't go near your window, obviously. So
I even turned out the light. I said,
you turned off the light, yeah. It's like INS is coming. I gotta turn the lights off. No, it's
La Migra.
I mean, like I said, between the two of us, he probably has more excitement than I usually do. I mean, I'm usually out in the backwoods of nowhere, but he's always got some kind of something going on. Between random people showing up at your apartment, things of that nature. I mean, it's you got to write a book one day.
I've had random people just show up at my apartment.
Yep. Yeah. See, I'm never that cool. Yeah. Nobody random. I have to meet random people at the grocery store. That's about it. I don't meet anybody.
Not since I moved here, but at my other place.
Well, yeah, before when you lived where you lived before.
We'd be sitting there talking, all of a sudden somebody shows up at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
And I had to take Sam Crow with me. I was like, remember that one girl?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Can I stay in your apartment for the night? Can I hang out? Can I use your bathroom?
Yeah.
I'm like, can I give you my credit card to stay in the night? I looked at her and I go, I ain't the Motel 6, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, that sounds like you have adventures, man.
That's why I'm saying you got to be on there because people would love to hear it on the just because of your experience just that alone. I mean, I can't top that.
Waking up in the middle of the night to somebody in my kitchen making a sandwich.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So did you let the girl stay?
That night.
Yeah. Did you let her stay?
Did you let the girl stay?
That's what Dini's asking. Did you let her stay when she asked to stay?
No.
Okay, smart man. Man.
Yeah, and this is okay. He brings up a good point. This is also coming from the guy who, I need a date. I want a girlfriend. You were so close there. Had her in the apartment.
God answer your prayers that day, bro. Just right
in your lap, and you threw her out. You didn't even ask questions. You threw her out. See that? I mean,
when did I do that?
Well, you didn't have her. She didn't stay. You didn't let her stay. So
I didn't let her. Fuck no. I wasn't letting that tweaking ass bitch stay.
Yeah, he wake up and his entire apartment is clean.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah, heaven forbid that happens. I mean, you know.
That happens a lot more than you think.
I mean,
yeah.
My thought was you wake up and one of your kidneys has been sold on the black market, but that's a whole other story. So that's a possibility. I mean,
no, you wake up and they're making a goddamn sandwich in your fucking kitchen.
Well,
hey, these kind of stories should be like in a movie, like
right?
You know, yeah.
And you can't make this stuff up. You think that we would pre-script this stuff? It just happens. Like we're a natural magnet.
I'm dead serious. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. This motherfucker's in my kitchen making a sandwich. I said, motherfucker, you gotta go. Get the hell out of here.
Well,
fucking leave the sandwich. Get the hell out of here.
Leave the sandwich. Leave me the sandwich, but get out.
Thanks for the sandwich, pal, but you gotta go.
Well, and I'm like, first of all, like, why didn't you even lock your door? Because if you would have locked your door,
I forgot to.
Oh, okay. Well, now we know why we need to lock our door.
I got stoned, and I forgot to lock the door.
Well, okay. See, there's an explanation for everything, isn't there? There's. Oh, jeez.
That's crazy.
I mean, this is the stuff like, and people have heard it before, but I mean, these are things like I can't kid people. Like this stuff just happens. I mean, it's so hilariously funny, and there's at least I think even this year we talked about how this year and even part of last year, so many things between the two of us. Like we had our own comedy show with everything that happened because it seemed like every other couple of months something was happening to one of us, and then it would rotate. Someone else would have something. So we'd have one event he would have, and then we take a little break, then I would have something, and then vice versa, and this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's and the fun part too is these are adventures we have that we are obviously not in the same space. We don't occupy the same space naturally,
No.
but we've had enough opportunities where just from connecting and being able to chat through them, and I think we've been on live a couple of those. Like I was on the phone, you were on the phone for a couple of them, but yeah, this kind of stuff you just can't. These are stories that have to be told. Like you could probably make a movie. Bighoss alone can make a movie. You could probably retire from the royalties just from that. I mean, I'm still trying to collect my own autobiography. So you already have the movie rights to get that out. You could probably just sell that right now, and you'd be good to go. You could get a bigger apartment, get that girlfriend back. Plentyoffish.com, and
Fuck that.
Hey, do you guys ever think about your autobiography?
I do actually. I honestly, I don't know. My biggest thing is who would anybody actually read it? All the time I'd have to write it and try to get it published. Would anybody bother to? Would I sell any copies?
Captain America.
Well, that's
Is
yeah.
your
Oh,
life
that's
interesting?
yeah. I mean, well, the Hoss's joke is he calls me because I'm such a goody two shoes. They call me Captain America because I don't really do anything. I don't get involved really in anything. So. If anybody would write
You're
an
an outstanding citizen,
pretty much, yeah. My book, and now if Hoss, I think you should write your autobiography. You probably could sell a lot more copies than I would, for sure. That's just my opinion. I don't know if you ever thought about it, but I think about it a lot.
Growing up to doing drugs to being homeless to
it writes itself. That's what we're saying.
Sober.
Yeah.
You see?
Be on a podcast.
See, now what about for you though, Dini? Would you do it and would you publish it? Do you think you have enough to get
Yeah,
people?
man.
There you go.
I've had a pretty interesting life. I've
See?
been kidnapped as an adult man by some
What?
Mexicans.
Hello.
Yep.
Did you just say you've been kidnapped?
You heard it right. That's what he said.
Yep.
I need to hear this story.
So it's a cool story. It wasn't cool at the time, but
At least now it is. Now that it's over, yeah.
it gave me something to rap
my
about.
interest. I gotta hear this shit.
Oh, look, he's getting out of his chair now. He's sitting on the edge of his seat. Okay.
Yeah, so I had this homie of mine, this white guy. He's my best friend. He's no longer with us, but I met him through this online rap battle site.
Okay.
He went by Snow. So I met Snow online, went to visit him, and I found out he was in some kind of jail farm.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like 17. I was 19 at the time.
Okay.
And so I would go visit him at this jail farm thing. They were on some kind of farm, but they couldn't leave.
Right.
And he was turning 18. He was like, man, I got to get out of here. If I turn 18, they're shipping me directly to jail.
Yep.
And so what do you want me to do? He said, when you come today, bring the smokes, but bag in this time. I was like, all right. So I know this is going. The funny thing about it, I was down for it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I was dumb or something. So I get there, and I was cool with the guard because I was coming like every other Sunday, bringing everybody smokes.
And they got to know you, repertoire.
Yeah, so they got to know me as a regular. I'm in there. I can't say I was ministering, no. I was more so like helping them become musicians. Because some wanted to be rappers, and I would bring equipment, let them rap, do all kind of stuff. So
yep, perfect.
the guard didn't pay me any mind. At the end of the visit, it's all right, I'm out. There was a distraction that happened. Everybody ran to the distraction. Snow said, we gotta go. I was like, what do you mean? He said, let's go. So we left. And he said, mesh the pedal. He said, pedal to the floor. Some weird one-liner. And so I did. And we went, this was Raymond, Mississippi. We flew all the way to Jackson, Mississippi.
Wow.
Full speed.
Nice.
Some distance away. I was like, all right, so what now? He's like, yeah, I'm homeless now, so I'm your problem. I was like, So
didn't think it through.
I'm like, what am I gonna do with this guy? I live with my mom at this time.
Yeah, that'd be good. Good story.
So I bring him home, and my mom's like, "Who this white guy?" And I said, "Oh, he just got out of the army. Can you stay a few nights?"
Nice
And
save.
he was like, "Yeah. Thank you for your service, sir." And Snow just eating it up. He's saluting and stuff. Like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
knock
Take
it
the
off.
bit.
It's my mom, man. She's already being nice. Don't make a fool out of her.
Yeah, no.
And so a couple of days turned into like 6 months.
Okay.
This guy's living with us.
Hmm.
My parents, they're like super Christians. They're like, anybody need anything, you got it, no matter who you are.
Yep.
Wow.
So he was there. And we began to make music. And we met this guy named, I can't say his name. We met this guy, and we ended up, I don't want to say joining his crew, but he was very interested in Snow, kind of like how Dr. Dre had Eminem.
Yeah, yep.
Snow was just that good.
Okay.
So something happened, and Snow ended up coming back to me. And so Snow's like, well, let's do the 50 Cent thing. Let's talk about it.
Well,
50 Cent was doing beef records. And I was like, all right. So we cut this beef track. We know this guy really well. We know all kind of dirt. Like, he was messing with kids. He was doing all sorts of things. So we putting it all on the record. And Snow's like, all right, we some gangsters. I'm like, yeah, we some gangsters. And he's like, what's next? And he's like, all right, let's go to this. Let's go where he works. So he worked at a barbershop in the mall.
In the mall, yeah.
In the mall. We go in. He's like, hey, guys, what do you got? It's like, oh, we got a hit record for you. And he's like, well, let's play it. And I was like, oh, he's going to play it? And I was like, he's like, what's the best track? And Snow was like, track number 7. He said, crank it up, too. Snow was crazy. But the guy plays the record, and it's all this F you and all this dirt starts coming out.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, here we are now. So I fold my arms, and the guy, he just looking. I was like, well, okay. He's not saying anything. So we leave the shop, and he calls. He's like, well, now the guys are going to be on your head. I was like, oh, what does that mean? You're the Green Ripper or something? We're joking.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'm tied to the Masons.
Uh-oh.
So I dismiss it all. I don't know what a Mason is at this point. My grandfather was a Mason, but that part of his life, he kept away. Like, I didn't learn about that until later on.
Long later on, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And we started getting funny phone calls.
Oh, boy.
They're playing like Napoleon Bonaparte music,
Okay.
fanfares at the brigade or something like that. They're playing this on a voicemail. They're calling us, not saying anything. Cars are coming by my dad's house.
Yikes.
Wow.
And I get a call, say, you lucky your father's a preacher or we'll bomb this house.
Wow.
So at this point, I'm like, all right, I sit my family down. It's like, yeah, we got to go. And I was like, what's going on? I said, well, I just got a death threat at the house, and I don't want you guys involved. So I'm going to leave, and Snow's going to leave. It's like, oh, no, son, where you going? I'm not telling you, but this is for the best. So we leave. We're driving to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, making our grand escape. And I stopped the car. And Snow's like, what are you doing? I said, you're not leaving. I said, I'm a gangster. He said, what does that mean? I said, hold on, man. You were just a big gangster in that barbershop.
No fear here.
I said, let's go. We're going back to the mall. So let's handle this. So we get up there. And on the way, I get a call from another Mason. And I know this Mason because he signed us to a record deal when I got out of high school. And he's telling me, yo, what you guys did was serious. He said, let's have a meeting, a sit down. That's like, and I respected this guy. So I was like, okay,
sure.
I'll give you that. So we get to the mall, and there's this other Mason with a blank expression, blank face. Bald head guy, muscular. And then there's this one gentleman that I'm well acquainted with. And then there's the rapper guy. And the dude was like, I want them going now. And we're like, what does that mean? He's like, he's doing all this,
Movie stuff.
yeah, movie stuff.
Yep.
So again, I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? And
He wants to push it.
yeah, and my acquainted friend, he said, we're Masons and we can make you disappear without a trace. He's like, well, at this point, get in the car. I said, I thought you were just telling us that. And he's like, well, I did, but now get in the car. And I was like, well, I got to go to work. I was working at the Waffle House. He's like, well, you're not going today. And you may not go tomorrow or next week. And I was like, hold on, what do you mean? He's like, just get in the car. And so intimidated because I didn't want to disappear in the public space. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I could have just said, all right, do it. We're in the mall. There's like 1,000 people around. But I got in the car and they put bags over our heads.
Oh yeah, okay.
And we drove for I don't know how long because I couldn't see anything. But when the bags came off, it was nighttime. It wasn't night when we got in the car, but it was night.
It was when you got
when we got to the destination. We got out of the car and there's nothing around. We're in like this blank field off the highway.
Oh boy.
And he's like, all right, say your prayers.
This is mafia movie, yep.
Like, say your prayers. What do you mean?
Oh boy.
So Snow, he started crying. He's just bawling, crying.
Jeez.
And he falls to his knees, Father God, please forgive. I was like, what? Like, Snow, you're religious? And,
that moment, yeah.
And still, I don't know where my brain was in this moment. Maybe I was in shock.
That could be.
But I didn't pray. I just stood there. And it was like, what, you're not going to pray? I'm like, nah, man, if you're going to kill me, just kill me.
Okay.
Said, oh, so you're a gangster. You don't care about dying. And I walked up close. I said, nope, not really.
Oh, boy.
And he turns around, and the guy with the blank expression, he nods. Like, oh, what the world? Dude, he's not saying anything. He's just nodding like, all right, now this is it. This is really it. So I start sweating at this point.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm saying the prayer, the Lord's Prayer. And the rapper guy, he said, all right, we've been looking for some soldiers who aren't afraid of anything. And we feel like you two fit the mold. Wow. It's like, welcome to One Flesh Records. And he has these like big chains put around our neck. It was like, yo, all that?
Just for...
That's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, so my rap name, my music name is Whodini Black. That is also how I got that name when I broke my friend out of the jail for him.
Okay.
Oh, you're just a regular Whodini, except you're black.
That makes sense. Okay. Wow. That's... See, you know what? Forget the book. You should get like movie rights for that. You could pick your own who's gonna play you. Like, I mean, that's. I mean, I know the theme is similar. I've seen similar like the mafia types, but that's its own unique story. You just got to find the right actor to play you.
Yeah.
And you got to have the right optics
It'll
there.
sell.
It'll sell. I think it would. Yeah. I mean, obviously you could write the script.
Have himself play the act.
That's how I got kidnapped as a grown man.
Oh, that's a topper. Yeah, that's for sure. We that's probably the highlight story of the year because we can't come close to that.
Oh, and I didn't go back to work at the Waffle House. They were serious about that.
Okay.
They put me to work as a selling CDs.
Oh,
back then, physical CDs were the thing. So we would go to like the mall. We would go to gas stations, street corners, concerts, and we would sell CDs to make our living.
Well, I think the core point of that point is you didn't go back to work, but you were still able to work. So you didn't disappear permanently. You at least went to do something.
Well, selling CDs were no fun because we had to turn the money in like we were pushing drugs.
Oh, yeah. So you're basically like the kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and then they fed us out of the proceeds. Like, they never gave us money.
So you never made a profit.
They would just do things for us, like buy clothes.
So it's
I was homeless.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I was also homeless at this time too.
Wow.
Even though my mother's house was down the road, I had a bed and everything, so I was like homeless by choice. I was homeless because Snow was homeless. He didn't have anywhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Yeah.
Because he didn't have anywhere to go, I was his buddy. I didn't have anywhere to go either.
Wow.
We're being low.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, we definitely that definitely tops the pants splitting story. That's for sure. Sorry, Rob. Yeah, that's if you do write that, I would definitely love to read that. But if it's a movie too, I'll definitely watch it. I think you're kind of sitting on a gold mine just in, and I'm sure there's other great stories too. But that
Yeah,
by
man.
itself,
I died as a kid. I drowned.
gee whiz.
Woo, man, we could put all this. You know,
And I don't know who saved me. When I came to, there was no one around. Everyone was doing what they were doing when I drowned, swimming.
Wow. Well, look at that.
What?
Well, there you go. See, the things you hear, like, and again, we always have that that notion that you never really reflect on your life until you get to a certain point where you do reflect on it, and then you think, yeah, I could publish that, and I could do I wonder. I often wonder too. I'm going to end with this thought because again, we're running through our time yet again. One day we probably are going to get a subscription, so we don't have to worry about this. But it's interesting. I think a lot of people, and if you guys listening at home too, think about this. Use this as an example. If you have your own story that you haven't thought about, and we know our culture too. People love to hear a good story, no matter what it is. They love to, not necessarily tabloid worthy, nothing done like that, but if you have a true story, the truer I think the better, because it's not fiction, it's not made up, it's not. It actually happened. You have experiences there. I think people would read it. And see, the problem is, I think, is we are super critical of ourselves. And there goes our time. We're going to come back in a second there. I'll just finish my thought though and say this: we are super critical in and of ourselves that we don't think it's any good, but yet other people might. So use that as a good example. If you guys think you might have it, and who knows, maybe you'll publish a great New York Best Times selling book. Maybe you'll have the next great hit movie out. You don't know. Either way, take the opportunity. We talk about opportunities all the time, and that's what we hope you guys will do too. So, a lot of amazing stuff, amazing, incredible story. We're glad Dini can share that too. We're going to take one more break here. We're going to come back. We're going to chat just a little bit yet. We're going to talk some more about upcoming things, and then we're going to get ready to wrap up soon for the evening. Let me just message the guys. Oops. Hang on, sorry, I'm multitasking here. Let's see, hang on. Yeah, I'm trying to multitask here. We'll get our own producer for the show there too, but I hope you guys are enjoying this. You can see these guys are a lot of fun. And again, check us out on the PodzQuad. New episodes every Thursday night comes out. It's available on YouTube. You can check it out. I think it runs on Twitch too and on Facebook Live occasionally. So make sure you watch all that fun stuff and more. We're going to get Bighoss, have a lot of crossovers, but this is a lot of fun. Hope this is bringing some great light and fun to your Saturday evenings. We still got plenty more we're going to talk about here yet. We're going to come back for another segment yet, and then we're going to get ready to wrap up soon. But take this last opportunity. Get yourself a snack. Again, if you need a refreshment of any kind, do that now. And then we're going to come back, and then we'll get ready to wrap things up soon, too, as well. Plenty of fun stuff here. Always something interesting. Lots more great content, as always, to come. If you haven't checked out, too, we did have a new episode, the sports show released today. That's available to listen to as well. Check that out. But lots of more great content we're going to come. We're going to turn out all kinds of neat stuff for you guys. We've been asking for it. We want to give it to you. So hopefully you will enjoy what's yet to come. So stick around. We got still more to come at the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you, of course, in case you've forgotten, the one and only J&J Production Studios, your one true home for entertainment. We'll see you guys back here just a short moment. Don't go away. You don't want to miss what's coming up next.
Hey, audio fans, are you looking for fun and excitement? Have you been searching for that special show? You know, the one complete package you want in a podcast? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show and experience what true entertainment is all about. Stay tuned and don't miss the action. Available on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube. Thank you for all your support. And as always, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
To J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage, listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Apologies there, and also apologies, I didn't notice too, we might have some dead spots because internet seems to be wonky so once in a while, but hang on a second here. Let's see here, multitasking. All right, let's see. All right, that's settled. If you're just listening and just tuning in, welcome back. This is the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you, of course, by the one and only J&J Production Studios, your one true home for entertainment. We are, of course, let's see, I have to actually do this too, because... Oh, that works too. Perfect. We have another special surprise for you guys. Make sure I type it correctly. We have another friend joining us from the PodzQuad who's going to come in here for our last segment. Guy typed it right. Okay. And we'll get the fellows back in here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday night. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. We want to do this more often. We're probably going to have the guys come in regularly and try to get them on here. So hopefully you enjoy that. And again, catch us on PodzQuad. You'll see me there on Thursday nights there, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can view it on YouTube if you wish, or any other of your favorite streaming services. So we're getting everybody back in. Pastor K-Ice is here back. Okay. That's one. So now we have two more going to join in here for our last stretch here, because I know somebody was really eager to get on here, so we're happy to get him on here. Let's see if they all check their email at the same time. I'll have to tell Dini that the wrong email address actually did bounce back, so there is nobody else with that other email. Let's see if that makes him feel better. Yeah, but it's been a night. I'm going to say everybody else, we're glad you guys can come on here. We'd love to have you guys pop in now and again, because it's always fun to meet new people, talk about different things, and we're definitely going to get Bighoss to come on the squad there to check it out, because I think he would really enjoy meeting everybody else too. So that's going to be a lot of fun there. But that's a story, though. I'll tell you what, I've heard a lot of interesting stories, but that takes the cake, at least for me. So I definitely would think if anybody's going to write an autobiography or a movie that's going to sell, it probably would be Dini. He should do it for sure, because I mean, that's Oscar nominated worthy there. So let's see. Hopefully, now let's see for sure. Okay, so he's there. Let's see if Dini's having any trouble. I can always shoot him the. Well, we'll see. Oh, there he is. This is always the fun of our night there. Let's see. I've got him on there. Hopefully the internet doesn't bug out too much. I think it's fine. Okay. There we go. Now he's got a mic check. He's got to do all that. Hang on. Bear with us. We'll get him in here. He's coming in video. We got that there. Almost. Not quite. So close. So close. He's really... This is the fun part. There's always technical glitches, no matter how hard, and preparation doesn't usually matter a lot of times. So let's see if we can get here. Let's see. So now we gotta wait for SK. But that's all right. Okay, there's the camera. You're good there. There's the microphone. He likes to egg it on. There we go. All right. Well, firstly, I want to say two things for Dini. Number one, that story has to be told, so you're definitely got a movie deal coming in somewhere in the future. Number two, that email did bounce back, so the other email that you messed up there is not a real email, so in case you wanted to know, there is no other... So there is only one Whodini Black there, so there you go. We just typed it wrong. And Bighoss wanted me to pass along to you guys. He's signed off for the evening there. He's going to hit the bed earlier. He's getting close to his bedtime, so he said... He's glad to have you guys here. Looking forward to coming over, checking out the squad sometime. And I told him, like I said, the K-Ice before you came in here. We'd love to have you guys pop in out here now and again to check us out. Hopefully we get some of the others. Maybe Pagosi, if he's free one night, joining in on us whenever everybody wants. And now we have to wait for one special guest who's wanting to work his way on here, so we're going to wait. Naturally late as always. But, that's... That I will say now, since we always look for a highlight of the year, I think that's going to be the story of our year so far. We've had a lot of great stories shared, but that takes the cake. So we're going to have the official What's Up Bro Show's special door prize for the most interesting thing we've heard all year. So now that we have enough submissions in, we can now create that as an actual award. So I think it's safe to say that we will we have Dini's. We're gonna tease SK when he's here too, but he's taken the crown for games, and now he's gonna take the crown for storytelling. So there's really no point in competition, I guess, at this point. So you just gotta submit and say, this is what it is. But definitely, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's the script is there. that's what I'm saying. That's just one. This is well, there you go. A movie franchise. That's perfect. Now you're thinking outside the box. You know, this could be. There you go. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, I heard that too. There. Yeah. See, there you go. I mean, like you're talking like Marvel with a franchise. If you have enough stories, you could make this a whole big. This could go on for, well, decades, I guess, if you do it right. So. But, you know, you got to find the right group to mix in. You got to find the right acting group, the right production company to do it. Everything's got to be carefully planned out. You don't want to rush it either because it could go really bad real quick, too. I did not. No, I heard it dropped. I didn't see it, though, yet. I heard it did drop, though. Oh, they're going that route. Okay. Okay. Interesting. See, the thing is, like, and now with the Lion King specifically, you don't want to replicate the story that's already been told, which you can kind of see there's some similarity there, but when you have a little bit more of a twist on it. Now, I didn't see the original one when they did the live action. I didn't watch that one. I think it had mixed reviews, but I think if you do it right and if there's at least some kind of plan, because you don't want to retell the same story naturally, because it's just, you know, it's like we were talking about that the other night, recycling, you know, doing the same. You can't do that because people don't have any interest. But, like, you notice the common theme now, as you mentioned that, too. Like, Disney now is capitalizing on reinventing these classic animated movies that were big hits, like, back in the 90s. Like, they did Mulan, now they're doing Lion King, The Little Mermaid. I'm missing one of them. What else did they do? There's another one, I think, coming out, too. Oh, now I heard they launched, which is going to come out, I think it premieres next year. What was it? Snow White? Snow White. That's coming out next year. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that too. See that, and that works. Like, I really liked, and I love the Maleficent movies with Angelina Jolie there. And the reason why is because, and the reason I like it is because if you guys, and probably a lot of us have seen the original Sleeping Beauty, the cartoon, it takes a different perspective that you don't consider before. Like, you know, obviously in Maleficent's case, she's the villain. She's the heartless, you know, witch that causes these dramas. But then when you tell this live action, and I like Angelina Jolie, I think she's a great actress for that role. It tells a story that you don't consider from the argumentative, for lack of a better term, other side that, you know, we don't contemplate. And I like even in those films, I don't know if it's her character or one of the other characters references, you always see me as the villain. Which, growing up, that's what Disney's goal was. That's who she was the villain. That's how it was created from, you know, the get-go. I think that movie came out in, like, the early 40s, the original cartoon. But if they start doing things like that and they start, you know, you got to have some kind of a twist to it. Like the origin stories, like, you know, where did they come from? How did they come to be? Because we've only seen it from what was initially put there with Walt Disney, the whole, you know, the 9 yards of it. But I think there's something there. It's kind of like now Marvel trying to reinvent stuff, and I still hear a lot of backlash from that too, because people are on the fence back and forth. But, you know, if you can make it work, and if there's content there and there's something that can be told, I think you could do it and you should do it. But you just don't want to get into that repetitive pattern where you're just basically telling the same story again, because you know people are just going to lose. It's going to get lost real quick. So I'm hoping, though, because I mean, my other issue I have with these classic cartoon films is you don't want to do them an injustice if you do it wrong from a live action standpoint. Okay, I mean, a lot of these are classics. The Lion King was always a classic when it came out. You know, Snow White was a classic. These were movies that were timeless and so beloved by many people. Like, you don't want to do a disservice by messing them up by trying to do the live action and then, you know, ruin it for people. You know, at least for me now. I mean, again, everybody might feel differently too, but I just feel like that's the only thing. If you avoid that, you'll be fine. So, yeah. That would be a good one. You know, yeah. Bring back some of the classic, the cartoons or that. Why not? I mean, yeah. Can you imagine? I mean, however, I will say this, and this is, I'm not, I'm not throwing shade. Growing up, I grew up in the '90s era. That was the Power Rangers era. There, that was like the original. Okay, now you can't beat the original. Let's be honest. The original actors there were who they were. Like you're not going to top that. When they did the Power Rangers movie, I think it was 2017 when they released that one. For me personally, I didn't care for it only because, first of all, nothing really happened for the whole 2 hours of the movie. I mean, I know it's supposed to be a stepping stone to launch the series, but when you have a movie that's almost 2 hours long and nothing happens for most of it, like they didn't morph to like 2/3 through the movie, it's kind of dull. The other thing was graphically. Now, again, we talk about AI, we talk about the graphics being what they are now. They could have done so much with the Zords, with all the, and even the suits. I think aesthetically looking at it, I like the '90s version better. They seem more colorful, more It kind of was a letdown for me because I'm like, you have this huge budget, you have all this potential. You could CGI a lot of this stuff. You could make it more than what they had because the '90s, was the robots. They're using the robots like the large scale, to do all the big fight scenes. You could easily make that up. They didn't do that. So for me, that was a letdown just because, again, I grew up watching that, and I'm like, this is not doing a service to those actors. Now, I want to see the special because I know a couple of the actors came back for that Netflix special. They came back to do, Walter Jones came back. David Yost was there, and I think Amy Jo Johnson made an appearance too. And, of course, I think the late, great Jason David Frank was on it. Like, those are the kind of things you want to see. Like, kind of like a Where Are They Now when they come back and you kind of transcend, like we talk about the multiverse, transcending time. So that works. So I think there's a lot of great things. Those are great classic cartoons. There's so many things that can be done, but you can't rush them, and you have to have the project for that. Do not have to have a huge budget. I think things could be done with a relatively smaller budget, but yeah, and with the digital, what it is, it's probably a lot cheaper now than with the CGI, because CGI was the original, but now with AI being what it is, and everybody has so many advancements with it, probably wouldn't cost as much either for that. So, but yeah, I mean, I think there's so many good things I could see coming out. It's just, okay, Sean, supposedly he's coming here, so we'll see. But yeah, so I think there's lots of potential. There's a lot of great. I would love to see a lot of classics be retold. There's so much stuff they could pull from. Especially for these generation now, like talking about like the Voltron cartoons, those are back from the '80s. A lot of kids nowadays would probably love to see that because a lot of them probably weren't around back then. So if you could do some justice by bringing the old classics back, what do they call that? Not reinventing the wheel, but you're rejuvenating and bringing back a fad there, kind of. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Put a newer twist on it for the 21st century, of course, but or more modern times, but. Yeah, exactly. That's one area to look at. It's an old classic, but yet you put a bigger twist on it. So, you just don't want to see with the level of technology there. You just don't want to try to redo the classics. Try to, like we talked about too. Like I would love to see more like from the Blade series. If they get somebody else, that's great. But you got to do it right. Like you can't disrespect the original for that because those movies were made with such care and devotion for the fans, and diehard people are going to say like, this is where you went wrong with this if you do it wrong. So, I think there's always there's always that catalyst. You're not going to please everybody. So, there he is. Sorry about that, SK. Come on in here. I don't get a ping or any kind of ring when that happens. So let's see. Here he comes. We'll give him an intro coming in here. Wait for it, folks. Look who it is, folks. The other fun member from the PodzQuad, SK Mac. Welcome aboard. How's it going there, bud? Okay. Well, thank you for making time out of your busy schedule to grace us humble peasants with your, appearance. So. Oh, wait, it's not Thursday. I'm sorry. It's the weekend. No, we're glad you could pop on, at least to get a chance to chat with us here a little bit. So, unfortunately, you missed my good buddy here, Bighoss, had to sign off for the night, so hopefully we'll get a chance. We're hoping to get him on the squad a couple times, so we'll get a chance to meet him when he does want to hang there, so we'll try to continue to convince him to be there. But he's lots of fun. I think he'll fit in very well with everybody. Once he's one of those like the first date kind of thing. Once he relaxes, then everything's fine. He just gets nervous when he's pretty much, yeah. Once he does, you kind of he's relaxed, so he's cool that way. But yeah, for sure. Well, tonight, since everybody's new, we'll use this as our last segment since you're just coming in here. We always ask our newer guests when they come on to talk a little bit about themselves, which we know SK loves to do. So you're here with it. Well, because you're here with it might be a different completely audience. Might be some people that have seen the PodzQuad, but not everybody. So let's pretend that people don't know. So tell us a little bit about SK Mac. Who are you? What do you like? What do you love? What do you want to share with the loving audience here? For sure. That? There you go. Okay. That's true. Yeah. Well, that's quite a bit there. See, you I don't know if there's. I couldn't probably condense it any better. So that's a great way. The only thing he forgot was, folks, is he likes long walks on the beach. So, with his hair blowing in the breeze. So. Okay. All right. Okay. He'll go with you to cash your check for you. So. Yeah. Right? No. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Never said that. Yeah. 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 Okay, I was gonna say. Uh-huh. I thought she was gonna ask, "Can I finally touch it?" But okay, that works too. Okay. There it is. Yep. Well, you know. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So for it to be the longest haircut I've ever had, oh no, I just think it'll be weird. Like
Oh
for
man.
me, it'll be weird to add hair to my head. Like I don't
You know
know.
what? I gotta ask you to tell your story one more time. I forgot to turn the soundboard back on for us, so we gotta hear just real quickly. Who is Sean K again? Because it was mic'd. I'm sorry, that was my bad. I had one job, naturally.
Yeah, one job.
I
One.
did.
So basically, just to recap,
Real quick, yep.
I love all things food. Have my trade in culinary arts, catered for a number of years. Love all things spooky, dark, mysterious. I play
Very
devil's
important.
advocate a lot.
We know. Yep.
I'm a teacher. I teach kids who don't speak English as their first language.
Very important.
I teach them math and science. And I used to work for NASA.
There you go. And he likes long walks to the bank, and he'll cash your check for you if you ask.
Long walks to the bank. Yes.
So, yeah.
Or the refrigerator. I love long walks to the fridge.
Well, that works too.
God.
I mean, yeah. So make sure if you have a good size check and a good stock fridge, you're good there.
You're good to go.
Yeah, there you go. So we're glad we could pop in here because we had minus that last conversation, which was nice for us, which probably won't get cut out there. So that's my error. The thing is, I'm not used to being on this side too because typically I have so many screens going up here. So I had one job to turn the mic back on, but I'm also running to make sure the sounds don't interchange, and sometimes the system just runs by itself. Plus the internet's been kind of off and on too, so I've been fighting with that too. But so my
podcasting is hard.
It's not an easy job. We talk about it a lot, and a lot of the audience has heard this. And I was even saying during the break, when we were talking earlier about the, we mentioned, like I said to Dini about the whole YouTube thing. There's a lot of variables that go into it when you produce kind of your own show for that. If you're thinking about doing it, it's not as easy as people make it look and like it seems. And I know that's cliche because everybody says that too, but really when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, and we did this, we mentioned, and I know Sean wasn't here for this, we had our 200th episode last night.
Congrats!
Thank you. Yes, we for fun, whenever we have a milestone episode, we play tidbits from like one of our original type shows from the beginning. Just to kind of embarrass us because we hear how bad it was from the very first hot off the press. Like you could tell how unprepared and how inexperienced we were in the beginning because I said to Bighoss later, I said, I forgot that the first couple of shows he was running and he always liked to play music. So I said, darn it on me. Now I got to go in because if YouTube hears that, now I got to go in and do more work because I have to edit that out. So I didn't pre-screen it first. But yeah, it really, there's from glitches to internet failures. We've had power outages during shows. We've had, like almost complete system failures to different, like you see everything, so it's not as easy as people think.
Yeah.
So I will say this, anybody who listens to any type of podcast, especially if you have a favorite, really appreciate the folks that do it because there's a lot, especially if it's an upgrade and it's really like you can tell professional type level. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So please appreciate the time that it takes to produce the show because it's even for say a 30-minute show, there's still a lot of stuff. The prep work alone for a 30-minute type show is got to be unbelievably ridiculous to some extent, depending on equipment, software, all that stuff. But it's a challenge, but it's rewarding when you have the listeners. And again, Sean wasn't here. Just to recap from earlier in the show, we were talking about the numbers from the PodzQuad, seeing how things have been going up and moving up in the chain a little bit. When you kind of see that sort of growth, it really encourages you to continue to know that the work you're doing is really something that people are liking. Like even for us, we've had number spikes where in the beginning it was so darn slow that it's kind of like, we're putting out more than we should to try to make this work. But over time and through a lot of patience and frustration, it did grow. And so now we're like, and even I said the other day too, like we have shows intermittently through the week that we sometimes pre-record, upload early there. We're still getting views from that even when we're not on the air ourselves, which wasn't happening before. So that's just further encouraging us that we're actually doing something that's working and it's really making, it's not landsliding of going one way, but it's growing steadily. At least it's showing progression in the right direction. So, but yeah, that's probably the big statement you're going to hear is if you think about starting your own show there, it's going to be a hell of a run trying to at least get things up and running and expect things to go wrong right off the bat. I'm sure we can all agree at some point something's always going to happen. It's not going to be perfect right from day one. You are going to want to, and I remember, I think that was the comment, Dini mentioned that because I think he asked Pagosi that and asked me that, how many times you think about quitting. It was literally for me in the beginning every day. Every time we attempted a show, when I listened to it back, it sounded so horrible. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to try that again. It was so bad. Yeah. So you got to be patient with that, but it's paid off. And as they're saying, anything else you do, blood, sweat, and tears really makes it worth the effort. So, and if you love what you're doing, of course, naturally, that's helpful.
I mean, because I know on PodzQuads, there's a lot of hectic things that go on behind the scenes. Nobody gets to see. I remember my first show on PodzQuads, I was like, I'm joining the cast, or I'm hanging out with the cast, whatever language you want to use there. And I'm sitting and I'm waiting, and I'm like, when is the glam squad going to show up to my house and make sure I look great?
Yeah. Not enough in the budget for that yet. We're not.
Spoiler. They never showed. But you know, I know how to touch my own face, so thank God. I mean, that I'm able to present myself before you. But you know,
Well,
I was expecting. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me say this though. Here's the thing, just to kind of tease it back, and I'm only kidding too. But the budget alone to do your hair for the show is probably going to be more than the show brings in for the month anyway. So.
Do you know how much product my hair drinks? Do you understand me? Like, it is crazy. It outweighs the salary we get a year for doing the show instantly. Right? I mean,
well, and see, unlike you, now you have all of that money goes for your hair care products. Dini and K-Ice don't have that problem. They're good to go. So there's hardly any budget for that at all. So
exactly.
But that's less.
K-Ice uses his money. K-Ice uses his money for teeth whitening.
No, I mean, I'm saying it in a good case. Like, at least that's lower maintenance. You don't have to spend your whole budget just for, Sean.
But he does on those ridiculous turbans. Who does he think he is? Nick Cannon? Who does he think he is? Nick Cannon?
That's an insult there. Wow. Okay. Oh, man. Well, okay, but that's...
Nick Cannon, that is not an insult. Nick Cannon is hot.
He's just famous.
Yeah.
But I've been rocking turbans and weird hair things since the beginning.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yeah.
It's the difference of choice.
Stand out, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I have my own little things. Everybody's got. You want to own your persona. So, everybody's got a gimmick to some extent. So, like I said, we all can't have Sean's luscious hair where we're spending all this money on product. So we have to find alternatives there. That's why we know who. If people wonder, they crunch the numbers for the squad's show number. That's where all the budget goes. It's all into Sean's hair care products. That's why he doesn't make a profit every year. So,
but I'm gorgeous.
Well, there is that. As long as you're happy with yourself, that's what counts. So,
Yeah.
I mean. But that's the thing. Everybody's got their own what makes you unique, and so you got to find what works for you. And some people it takes a while to develop that, but once you find it, and I've also heard people say like, "Oh, well, that doesn't work for you." If you're happy with yourself, don't let anybody else criticize your look or what you got going on, because that's just you. That's what makes you unique. That's what you bring to the table. So, you don't have to please everybody else. You just got to be you. So I think that's really what it boils down to for that. So, but the whole process in and of itself is it's a lot, and from getting into the production side of it and seeing that and like, oh, this is going to be fun and do it, which it is. I'm like, yeah, you kind of think like, what did I sign myself up for? So it's can be a rough ride journey there, but when it pays off, and so we do it for the listeners too. You guys listening, we love you guys for that. That's why we have shows. That's why we do the things that we do, because you invest your time like we invest ours, so that kind of encourages us to keep going. So that really that means a lot for us to do that, so we appreciate that. Same thing for the PodzQuad, which again, you guys can check that out Thursday nights. It's there. Come and maybe you have been, and great. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell many people, have them come. As many as you want. It's always a lot of fun there. Always entertaining. There's always something to go on, and kind of like we do here, same kind of nonsense that we have, but we have a good time doing it. So.
And you can win real prizes.
You can, yeah. Well, you got to talk to production because you actually have to get the prizes there. But I'm just saying.
Every time I hear that, and you can win real prizes. Like, oh no, you can't.
That is so wicked.
That's what they tell you in the beginning, but you didn't read the fine print. You can, but doesn't mean you'll get the prizes once you win them. It's just
I'm gonna chime on to the last topic about just making it. Like, I'm in a just very fabulous position with being on a podcast, because it's like, and I'm so thankful for it, but it's really like it was handed to me. Like, I had been watching PodzQuads for a little minute, and I would always just reach out and send little, compliments and stuff through Amy to Dini and be like, it's a great show. And then one time I actually went home. We're all from the same place. So I went home and I actually said with them, and I was like, I would like to be on the show. I can see where you guys can pull the show in this direction. You're there.
There you go.
And somebody just texted me. I'm sorry. So for me, it was like cool because like I had always wanted to be online. Like I'm actually in development of my own. I'm about to start content creating for all the food I do. So for me, it was like I could get on, help a friend, and a friend could help me. And it was just like getting my feet wet, getting my experience. And I say that I'm in a blessed position because this is what Dini truly does. He can whip up all the production stuff. It's like his hobby.
Yeah.
So like we'll be on the show and then out of nowhere, oh, we got a new screen or we got new pictures or new animations. And for some people working in this field, it can get kind of challenging to get your formula developed, to figure out how am I going to edit, how am I going to use this software to add in here, how am I going to get one platform that can be kind of universal and go across the other platforms. You have to be strategic in there. And that's why I say I'm blessed to be in affiliation with PodzQuad, is because there was really no work that I had to do on my own except like maybe research whatever topics I knew ahead of time we would talk about and just really lend my presence and
show up. Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm just blessed in that we have Dini, who's like a powerhouse for media. I mean, he's doing background stuff for other people.
Don't kiss up too much. Easy now. Okay.
Oh, I can't stand him.
Someone wants a raise. Okay.
Hates the ground. He was like, yeah, can't you see my hair's drying out? No, I'm just kidding. I'm in all seriousness.
No, we got you. We got you.
It's definitely something that could be taken for granted, but when you think about all of the you don't even have to think about it. Just try to start one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then it's like, where do I start? What music has copyrights? Do I make my own beats? Like all of those small details. I just really think that it slept on the amount of time. And you as well, Sam Crow, you have a great following and you kind of do similar things, but I can only speak partially on Dini because I'm in a part of his show.
Right.
And it's just crazy because, I never have to worry about the talent that's going to show up for that evening.
Yep.
I never have to see or touch that. So,
it's a tireless effort.
Long story short, a lot of people are trying to get into the space of content creating. And my suggestion to them is this. You probably already have a friend who has a project on the ground.
Yeah.
What better way to support them than lending a voice? Because a lot of times in this space, you find that the owners of the show or creators of it are always looking for fresh faces, fresh content to come on. And in that, you could be learning the ropes for starting your own,
It's a good idea.
I just want like people to kind of think about that. You may have a friend who's starting something. Why not ask to be a part of that cast? And then you'll learn, okay, this is the behind the scene productions. Yeah. So
there you go.
I guess that'll be my best. I hate how this angle is.
That's good.
It makes me look fat. I'm not fat.
It's the camera. It adds 10 pounds. No, that's a great point. I mean, and I will say this, I always love it because Whodini always says, I got to get myself a producer. No one's going to do it better. So when he says that, it's like, you can't bring someone else in because it's not going to be your vision. You're going to be too critical about it. You're not going to, I get where you're coming from. You want that load off your shoulders, but at the same time, you're like, watching someone else do it, I just can't, especially that.
Yo, bro, you missed the cue.
he's backseat producing. Yeah, there's that. But
at some point, you'll get so big that you will have to start outsourcing minute projects like that.
That's different.
So you have to start getting to a place where you can train someone else to create your vision, and then you have to be able to outsource because. Yeah. I mean, right now, we're still growing on the PodzQuad, so there is a lot of time. And then he has other podcasts, too. But what I'm saying to that is, and he's a dad, a husband, and he has a full-time job.
To name a few
So what I'm
things,
saying there, just to name a few things, very active in his church, all those good things.
Yeah.
But I said all that to say that basically that it's going to come a point of time where the shows are taking off and in such high demand where you will not have time for that. And that
That's
goes
true.
for you too, Sam Crow. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Very true.
don't monopolize your show by being the writer, creator, producer,
All the
kind
time.
of try to,
Tyler
if you
Perry.
are in a situation, try to delegate some of those tasks because you never know, like, and you want, and consistency is key with these shows. So you
That's
want to
true.
make sure that you can, because in any event something happens, you, like, I, as a teacher, we have a sub folder, a sub plan. You should have that so that you
Prep
can
someone
always
else.
create content.
Yep. There you
Yeah.
go. See, little tips and and things you learn there. It's very important, which we do
funny
talk
you say
about a
that.
lot. Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Sean. There was one episode that I couldn't make the show, but I wrote it anyway. And I was like, "Hey guys, you can do the show without me." No one wanted to do the show, but I wrote it just in case they wanted to.
See, well, that's the thing.
See,
Sometimes,
honestly, I get on there some nights. I'm sorry, Sam Crow.
sorry, go ahead.
I get on there sometimes, and my energy is so great, so ready to talk. Honestly, I think, because one time, I think it was me and Dini and maybe one other person one night, and when I tell you, I talked the whole night, like I probably could do
You're
the show by
kidding.
myself.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah, it was an
savvy.
awesome conversation. The conversation just kept flowing.
But that's great.
And,
That's how you want them to go. Yeah.
It's
and
so
it's the
organic.
It's the most that SK ever spoke.
Yeah.
So
I would
was
be
really
surprised.
happy about that.
I actually kind of hit a turning point with the show because, like, when I first came on, of course, I would speak and stuff. But now, I don't know, within the past, like, maybe 5 or 6 shows, I feel like I've become more comfortable with sharing my point of view.
For sure.
And see, for me, like, some topics I do, and I mentioned this tonight when I was at the party. For me, some topics are a bit controversial, and this is my start.
Well, yeah.
One day I really will be a celebrity, so I have to be cautious on the viewpoints that I take and stuff because
Very true.
I don't want to offend a future employer. You know what I mean? So it's really
It's a
cool
risky
to learn
tape.
how to navigate the space because people have always told me that I should be a politician. And I really feel that no more when I'm on the show and I'm trying to navigate a sticky topic. And I got to kind of play devil's advocate or just come off as neutral as I can be to support, both sides or inclusivity. So I just love it because it also helps develop my own skills.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've
Well-
been shining, man, for the past few weeks with
There
your
you go.
responses.
See that?
I don't know,
I
man.
appreciate
you
that.
hit this avenue of just, I don't want to say divine wisdom, but it's been
Enlightenment. I feel it.
It's been some wisdom.
Yeah.
Some real
I
deep,
feel it.
some real
I
deep
agree with everything
perspective.
he's saying.
There you go. Well, as you would. That's
'Cause
right.
I don't know how to even put it into words, but for the viewers that watch podcasts, they'll notice like a shift in like at first I was always providing like great answers to our questions. But then, like, I would provide, like, little silly devil advocate ones. Then it just hit a shift where it was like, when did you become a certified life coach? Like,
Well, there you
where
go,
did you
yeah.
get, like, you know what I mean? And for me, it was like, I don't know. I guess I started seeing it as maybe these could be my students on the other end of this.
It could be.
And what would I want them to know, like, to take away from whatever the topic is? So I started kind of responding more from that mindset versus I'm gonna get on here and troll like every topic that we have,
Yeah.
That's true. No, it makes a lot of sense. And again, it's when you can take those nuggets of wisdom and insight, and you see that's part of the growing process. You can really see how far you come, and I feel like you kind of reach a potential there too that you maybe thought you couldn't before. So it just really goes to show how much you. And when you're passionate about it and you're working at it, and sometimes you don't even think about it happening right away, but it does happen. You kind of sort of have that, you see the fruits of that coming out. So I agree with you there for that too, which is really, really awesome. So and hopefully you guys listening too, this is encouraging and inspiring for you all too. And what I want to do actually here is, because unfortunately we don't have Sean for this, we don't have the luxury of time we usually do. So we're going to lose the timing here for the meeting, and we're going to come back once more. We're going to just share a couple other quick announcements for you guys. I want to get the guys to share some socials where you can connect with them. We're going to just remind you guys about the upcoming episode on PodzQuad, I'm telling you, I have a brain fart. The karaoke nights. We want to just make sure we feature that. Make sure we get everybody, of course, there. We're going to have the guys come back naturally. We're going to do this more often. It's a lot of fun. You're going to see me joining on PodzQuad there. We're doing it. We're going to come back and forth there. So we're going to pause briefly one last time there. So you guys hang tight for that because we want to come back and get the listeners where they can connect with you all. And we're going to share our final thoughts there. But we hope you guys, it's a very special Saturday night show for you guys. We don't do it very often. We are very blessed to have a lot of great people that are helping us out. Our guest list actually is filling up. You guys know we've got a special guest coming up. Next weekend, we got our celebrity guest showing up. We got another great friend that's going to help come with us too. So all these great things and more. And of course, always you can check out the PodzQuad going there. New shows every Thursday night. So let's pause here briefly one last time. This is your last chance. Go get yourself a bathroom break. Refresh your snack if you need to. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap things up for your Saturday evening. Hope you guys are having a very lovely weekend. I promise I'm actually going to leave their mic on this time. I'm going to turn mine off. That way I know I have to turn mine back on and I forget to turn theirs on. And then we'll wrap up for the evening. Thank you guys, though, for being here. Of course, as always, plenty more great content yet to come there. Stick around, though, for the final conclusion. When we come back right after this, I just have to make sure I don't play the same commercial again because I don't want to do that. Where are we at here? Let's play... Did we play that one? I don't think we played this one. Let's play this one. All right. Come on back for the exciting conclusion for tonight's episode when we return. See you shortly. Don't go away.
Hey audio fans, are you looking for fun and excitement? Have you been searching for that special show? You know, the one complete package you want in a podcast? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show and experience what true entertainment is all about. Stay tuned and don't miss the action. Available on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube. Thank you for all your support. And as always, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. There we go. I'll figure it out one day. Hey, what's up, you guys? Thanks so much for hanging out. If you're just tuning in, welcome. This is the What's Up Bro podcast show, brought to you, of course, by the one and only J&J Production Studios, your one true home for entertainment. We are actually about to wrap things up here. A very special episode tonight. Our good friends from the PodzQuad have been here. It's been amazing. It's been awesome. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this. We're definitely going to have them come back again and chat more. Oh, Sean is there. Look at that. Okay. It does work. I can never remember. Okay. Alright, hang on. Two people enter. Perfect. Oh, this saves me a lot of time. Look at that. Now, where'd my meeting page go? Okay, where am I here? Hold the phone. Where am I here? Da 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 da.
Okay.
Alright, so there's that. Now why am I
Okay, we're back.
There we go. Alright, we just gotta wait for Dini then. because we're gonna throw it to him to do the big announcement first. As we're gonna wrap there, because I want to get you guys your socials there, share everything. We're definitely gonna have you guys come back, as I was sharing on the intro, coming back in. And I want to thank everybody all at once. So, there he comes. See, I'm still learning this stuff. Somebody told me once before the link is the same. I never know. I just, again, learning curves. We try to figure out, and I got so much stuff going at one time. It just makes it simple. So that makes it easier.
Yeah.
So good to know. Note for self. So
Me, Sam Kroll. Me like simple. Sorry.
that's all right. Well, I do have a Neanderthal tenability, so I do understand that. So it does happen. So let me just start off by saying, and I know Sean came in later, we're going to get you back when we actually start the show fresh. But thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate that.
For sure.
Definitely love to have you guys come back there again. And before we close that out, though, first of all, I'm going to let Dini go first. So I want you to remind everybody the important episodes coming up for the PodzQuad. And then if you'd like, share where our listeners can connect with you. So go ahead, have at it. Take at it. Go for it.
All right. So yeah, announcements for PodzQuad. August 29th, we are doing live karaoke. You can register by visiting any one of our social media websites. The link is in the bio. Sign up. It's a real quick process. Take less than a minute. All I need is your name, address, and a picture and the song that you are performing. I'm going to do some special graphics just for our social media, just to help promote not only the show, but the person who's performing.
Very nice.
September the 26th will be our 100th episode. Yeah. Hopefully that date doesn't change, because sometimes things do come up on a Thursday and we can't all be there,
We've all
including
been there,
myself.
Yep.
So sometimes the numbers get pushed back. But yeah, other than that, you can connect with me on Whodini Black in 3D. That's every social media platform. I am in Dini Vision on the Xbox. That's INDINI Vision, all together in Dini Vision on the Xbox. So come join me there. Get your butt kicked in any game. On the Switch, same
Challenge
username.
accepted.
No, Switch is Whodini Black in 3D.
Okay.
Or Indini. It's one of them.
He's there.
One of
You'll
them.
find him. Don't
Yeah. It's either one of the two. You can find me,
hard
Whodini
to
Black
miss.
in 3D or Indini Vision. And also, yeah, that's where you can find me. Check out that. The website is onlyonemediagroup.com. You can catch Vigilante's Radio, PodzQuad, Skeptics of the Handshake, also VOF, Sportscast, any of those podcasts right there on the website. I do want to say that, yeah, like Sean was saying, it's real brief. Just jump in where you can fit in podcasting world.
Yeah.
You never know, those different skills begin to build, and you find new passions, or you find new desires of like, hey, maybe I could see myself doing like motivational speaking in front of a crowd one day, or maybe I could lead a church, or maybe I could be a comedian, or do graphics, or be a producer, or the things are endless. What you could become when you start podcasting. I eventually went into voice acting and did some projects.
Never know.
And this was never supposed to happen. This was just something for me to do going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And
Turned
and
into a
also
whole
since
thing.
I was like socially awkward, I couldn't really talk, I could, but not in the format where I'm comfortable speaking in front of people.
Would have never
So that
guessed.
skill developed too. Also I got over my lisp a little bit
Oh, there you go.
as well. So
Benefits.
you never
There
know. You never know what kind of things
Try
work
it.
out.
Try
who
it.
you meet, what opportunities open. I just did something big with iHeartRadio on their channel
Yeah.
a couple
That's
of weeks
what's up.
ago.
Yep.
So
Same for us. Yeah. There you go. Don't be
the
afraid. Take those
possibilities
stakes.
are endless. Just jump in.
Do it.
Jump in with all your heart. And when your heart and your mind and your passion all connects, the energy will flow that way,
Yep.
and it will work out for you.
Good things happen. There
Trust
you go.
in the harder cards. Yeah.
There you go. Yep. There you go. Pastor K-Ice, where can our listeners connect with you? And thank you again, of course, for being here. We'd love to have you come back soon.
Thanks for having me. I love to come back on. You guys can find me at on Instagram at Pastor K Ice. You can find me on Twitter, Pastor K Ice, Facebook, YouTube. Just type in Pastor K dash Ice.
Can't miss it. He'll be there. Yeah, it's not hard. You'll find him. Trust me, it's not super hard. But you search long enough, you'll find it. Just do the work. You'll be there. And then, we got SK's got his mic on there. See if we can get him to come back here in a second. We want to thank him for joining in here briefly.
I'm here.
There you go. We'll get you back.
I'm here.
We'll get you back when the show starts earlier. We'll let you know. But thank you for making an appearance there. And where can our listeners connect? What do you got good for our listeners to check out for you?
Okay, so you can catch me on Twitter at I'm Pretty in Real Life. No, I'm just kidding. But that's a great Twitter name.
That's his Twitter handle. There you go. See?
Yeah, Pretty in Real Life. No, seriously though, you can catch me at OnlyFans, 2 cheeks, 1 string. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding again.
Paid subscription today.
Seriously though, I am on. That was another great one. OnlyFans. I should use that one. 2 cheeks,
See
1
that?
string.
$1 million ideas.
Yeah.
That's what infomercials
I'm good at coming up with just $1 million ideas.
Imagine that being your email address.
2 cheeks, 1 string. Yep.
No, sir. What's your email address?
2 cheeks, 1 string.
Going for an interview. What's your email address?
Right, for an interview.
Yes. I'm interviewing to work at Dini.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. My Instagram is at 2_cold_2_touch. And Sean McDuffie at Facebook. I probably should make a new page, for when I do this. But, I'm just a peon right now. I'm not there yet. I'm still working.
Yet. Not till the fans demand it. There's that.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's good enough. There's plenty of good content. I checked it out, too. There's lots of great stuff there for you guys to check out. And, of course, we will have the guys back. Some of the other guys will probably want to jump in here, too. But, of course, also, don't forget, check it out. PodzQuad, Thursday nights are there, featuring, of course, me now being on there. So I guess you become the new kid on the block going in. But I'll be there. We will share links there so you guys can listen. And if you have been listening, thank you so much. It's helped the numbers grow. We really appreciate that. And we hope you all have had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I know Sunday is going to come and go pretty quickly, and most people go back to work. That's the thing. But hopefully this will give you something to smile about and that you had some laughs and that you'll look forward to the next time. So, again, thank you to our show guests. Thank you guys so much. We will see you all this week. PodzQuad episode Thursday night. If things change, we'll let you know. But make sure you tune in. You won't want to miss it. There's always something fun and exciting. And gearing up for game night because we can't have Sean win forever. So something does have to change. So if you want to see Sean in tears for sure at the end of the night, you want to make sure you watch that. That's coming. But
spoiler, you won't see that. You won't see that.
I guess it's a matter of opinion what side of the fence you're sitting on. But this is the stuff you can look forward to. And we're hoping, of course, too, we're going to get Bighoss to join us too. I know he'll enjoy it as well. So hopefully we will get him there. He'll make his appearance, but we're looking forward to that as well. But that's going to do it for us, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Have a great Sunday, a great rest of your week. We'll see you on the PodzQuad, and we'll see you, of course, back here next weekend. And remember, don't forget, next weekend is our special local celebrity guest. The episode will be live, up in the air. It won't be live. We're going to pre-record it, but that will be Saturday night, August 17th. It will drop 10 p.m. Eastern Time, so make sure you check it out. You don't want to miss that, and plenty of more surprises to come. For all of us here at J&J Production Studios, of course, we're Bighoss signing off, saying goodnight to you all. Please be happy, be healthy, and be safe. Every single one of you guys. We want to see you back here again soon. Good night. Goodbye for now. And, of course, you guys know, and as always, until next time, when we see you at the show.
Thank you for listening to the What's Up Bro show. Catch all the latest live action on your favorite podcast streaming services, including Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. You can also check out episodes on the studio's official YouTube channel. Subscribe and become a member today. Don't forget to also turn on notifications so you'll know when new content is uploaded. Stay tuned and don't miss a single moment. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, we will see you at the show.